My name is Dickie Refson. I'm working with public relations in Laniado Hospital. We've come into the trauma room and Norman is excited to see the kind of things that we've put together for extreme emergencies, and we're now teaching it all across the world. In this trauma room you see one operating table, and on the ground you'll see very clearly the nurses' positions and the surgeons' positions. So while they're dealing with multiple patients one after the other, there's the minimum of talking. One person is recording, that's over here, every detail, every name, whatever's available, and they get on with their job. The trauma room has been used after major bombing attacks here in Netanya and on several other occasions with multiple injuries, building collapses and things like that. Beyond the campus of the hospital, there is Kiryat Sanz, which is the residential area of the Hasidim and the home of the present-day Rebbe of Sanz. From there, of course, they have many educational institutions, but they feed all the people who are coming to work, feed from this way through these gates into the hospital on a daily basis. These are the results of patients using colour therapy, which is offered a couple of times a week, and we have a therapist who comes. The standard designs are handed out blank and a set of colours. We find that the patients get out a lot of their emotion, a lot of their anger, a lot of their problems in art by colouring, and some of them have been so particularly attractive we put them up on the walls. Here we are in the modernised hematology department, and nurses and doctors conferring here around the reception area. This was made possible with money which came from the Kaufman family in Toronto. Okay, this is the old front door of the original hospital. You can see many times it's been painted in different colours. Many types of architecture have been added left and right, and Rabbi Morowitz calls this Zugerstikel architecture, a little bit of everything that's possible. And that's how the hospital has grown. We've replaced what was absolutely finished, but everything else carries on, and then there are the new areas, of course. We've spent a lot of money on the gardens, you'll see as we walk ahead. As a result of donations, but we've kept it up with volunteer gardening, and it's now such a beautiful area that people say, you know, when I can get out of my bed, I'm coming and sitting out here. And they do, and it's been therapeutically very, very valuable. Well, we have up to 400 patients at any time, and in pressure times they're in the corridors. Everybody knows it here. The hospital is usually full. We've just come through the winter, and you get the usual problems with elderly people and chest complaints, and we do our very best to treat everybody. Nobody is turned away. And it's a hospital that works full capacity most of the time. You know, it's a microcosm of Israel, and I think that it's important to get our message across, that people work together in harmony and do good. And the patients come from everywhere, and the staff comes from everywhere. We've come to the end of the treatment areas, and we have a small section for dealing with deaths, and also there's overnight stays for family who feel they have to be near their loved ones, and small garden, and then on into the nursing school, which is a totally different building, and the administration offices are in that building. Yes, this is the area of the administration used by public relations. We're about 15 permanent staff. Here we have the Netanya supporters, our volunteer group of local people who base themselves in these offices here as well.
My name is Rabbi Morowitz. I've been with Laniado Hospital for more than 30 years. And I'm basically responsible for purchasing of new equipment. When I say purchasing, raising the funds needed for new equipment and for further construction and further construction. When I came to Laniado Hospital. We had about 4 departments, and now, thank God, I can't even count the number because we have grown so beautifully. It's really a privilege to work at Laniado. We have a wonderful staff, exceptionally devoted. They're not only professionals, but they're devoted to their patients, and many who come here just remark at how pleased they were with the treatment received. I'm very good friends with the Coots, who were members of the shul. That's another position which I have, is I was rabbi of the Young Israel for over 30 years. I've just recently retired from there, and I've been at some of the smachot of the Coots, and it's now a pleasure to meet their family. So welcome to Israel, even though you're not here. But I know your heart is. We've used your technique in our annual dinners when we often have a guest coming who had been treated in the hospital. We've had a parent whose child was on a bus, and they closed the door and the child was dragged along, and they had to come, had long treatment in the orthopedic department. We had, this past year, we had somebody with ATS who spoke, and just watching the difficulty that he had in expressing himself, even though he was an attorney, so he could express himself, but you know how hard he worked in putting out each word, and yet he insisted that he wanted to come to our dinner because he thought Laniado Hospital should see the successes of what we have been accomplishing. And I think that's an excellent way of making presentations where you bring live stories of people who are very simple. He was a lawyer, but some of the other people were, you know, ordinary persons with some of them with minimum education, but you were able to see the appreciation that they felt for Laniado Hospital.
It's called an autoclave. Autoclave.
We were lucky enough today to see the arrival of the autoclave machine. It's something that's been on order for quite some time, and here it is on our workboard, along with another 8 or 10 items, major items, which this department is arranging and raising funds for. And here's something for 60,000 US dollars that arrived today, this day, and you've seen it being pushed through the corridors into its final position. It's a very big day for us when something like this happens, and it's very rare that we can link the piece of equipment to the effort here in this department and to the satisfaction of the hospital using it for the benefit of the residents of Netanya. We're serving nearly 500,000 people from this hospital. And the autoclave machine, which is to sterilize pieces of surgical equipment, will be put immediately into use. Well, this is the autoclave. This is the machine used for sterilizing equipment. It's now arrived in its final position and is waiting to be plumbed in. So you've seen it arrive at the door.
Hello.
You've seen it in its final place, and you've seen how we raised the funds for it in our office. That's the process from beginning to end, which we repeat all the time. Here in the hospital we have 1,400 workers from all walks of life and 350 volunteers. The volunteers include people who help in the laundry and in various offices and help feed patients. But one group who are particularly popular are our clowns. They're just individuals who come dressed up. They go around the children's ward and they go around maternity. They're very, very welcome and very well liked. Across the road we have the new Laniado Hospital, and alongside of it, black glass, is the Children's Hospital, a major new wing. Over there we have maternity 1 and 2. We're now reaching a total of 700 births a month. If you think about that, that is 1 per hour, every hour of the day and night and Shabbat. and we're very proud of this achievement. People are coming from all over the centre of the country